Honor and respects. This is Sancista Brujo Luis. Today is a Sunday evening. I'm at home chilling with Gal Gadot, watching Wonder Woman. That's my girl. Getting some packages out, ready for my clients, some recuerdos that I prepared. So I thought, take a little break. Of course, I'm dropping them, but take a little break to do a review on some. I got like a dog here somewhere. I got two Pomeranians. Anyways, to do reviews on 3 books that I like, and I think I've already reviewed them in one video, but during the time that I had recorded that video, I skimmed through the books, and so now I really want to give a thorough review on these books, and they're by Starr Casas, and these are the 3 books that I'm going to be reviewing today. Okay, really good books. So I hope you stay tuned because I've got some. I read them all, and I've got some interesting, something interesting that I want to talk about. But really good books that I will not. I'm tongue-tied today that I'm going to review today. So a little information about Starr Casas. Starr Casas is a friend of mine on Facebook. We've been friends for, I don't know how long, but we've been friends for a while. I didn't know she had written books, and I guess she has written 15 books. And I just recently found out, and so I messaged her that I was ordering her 2 books, which I ordered these 2 books first, and that I was going to read them and review them. And I'm making a mess of this video, but I was going to read them and review them. And she said, you know what, thank you, I appreciate that. Hopefully you enjoy the books. And she sent me this one. She really sent me this one. And let me tell you something. The first time that I did the review on the book, on these books, it was just a really quick because I had just skimmed through them. But now I really got a chance to read all of these 3 books. They are really, really good books. I see the similarity. This is mostly in Southern Hoodoo, Conjure, I guess they call it. And just to give you some Spanish, English terminology, conjure in Spanish is conjuro, okay, conjuro, or conjurando, to conjure. Hoodoo is known as gafancia, which is interesting because you know how they say gopher dust, which is something from that they use in hoodoo. It's a powder. In Spanish language or in Puerto Rico, not sure about Cuba, but in Puerto Rico, we say no me gufé or me está gufiando, which has similar roots to the word gopher. No me gufé means don't jinx me, don't play a trick on me. No me gufé, don't make fun of me, don't make a trick on me, which I thought was very interesting. And also another thing that I think is very interesting that we share in similarities with, of course, it's not just Puerto Rico, but with New Orleans, they have that dish called gumbo, and in Puerto Rico, okay, okra is called gimbombo. So gimbombo is the African word for okra, and I guess they eat a lot of gumbo, and I'm assuming that gumbo has okra. I've never had a gumbo in my whole life, but I have had gimbombo. I love gimbombo, which is okra. So I find these, just these little things very interesting, and I see the similarities. So anyways, we've been friends for a couple years on Facebook. Didn't know she had books out, and I saw a friend of mine, a mutual friend, who said, that he's showing off her books and how he loved them, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know she had these books, so I ordered them. I told her, listen, I'm gonna read your books, and I want to, if you give me permission, can I review them and do a video? And she said yes. And like I said, she sent me this book right here, which is a freaking excellent book. Hopefully you can see it without the glare. Sorry, my mind is all over the place today. This one's titled Old Style Conjure, Roots, Herbs, and More. Okay, this one is Old Style Conjure. Okay, again, hoodoo in Spanish is gafancia or gaferia, and then working with the root, trabajando con la raíz. Okay, a Conjure workbook. This is like a spell book. This book is friggin' awesome. I love this book. I love them all. I love all three books. They're very different. I'm like surprised that it's even the same author because her style changes in every book. But they're very entertaining. They're very easy to read. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about, well, right here it's Mama Starr. And then her other books is Starr Casas. I've never met the lady personally, but we are friends on Facebook. We have communicated through Messenger. She owns a shop in, I'm going to say New Orleans. It's a curio, hoodoo, like botanica type store. I don't know the name of the store, so I'm going to leave it down there, in the description. If you happen to go to New Orleans, stop by her shop. She did a video last week and she's just showing around her shop. It's really cute. When I go to New Orleans, definitely gonna stop by there to check it out. Very lovely lady. The way she expresses herself, it's like someone you could chill with, someone that's very down to earth. And so I enjoy that. I like to talk to people that are very down to earth and they don't think themselves above anybody else. From what, the way me and her have communicated, she seems very down to earth. So, let me get to the reviews of the books. Sorry about that. I'm in the middle of doing these paquetes, these packages for my clients. I finished Wonder Woman. I'm on coffee all day, chilling Sunday. Haven't eaten, so a little wired with my coffee. But let me get to the books. Let me get to the reviews of the books. What I find is interesting about these books is I do not practice hoodoo. I'm an espiritista. If you've watched my videos, I'm an espiritista and I'm also a brujo. But as I was reading these books, I'm like, something so vaguely familiar about the style in hoodoo with Caribbean Hispanic brujeria. I couldn't believe how much more similarities hoodoo, which is known as gafancia in Latin American countries, gaferia, how much similarities a gafancia has to a Hispanic brujeria. So I want to first talk about this book right here, the Conjure Workbook, which is Working with the Roots. This book is beautiful. Sorry, I write my names all through my books because people like to borrow and not bring them back. But anyways, I found this very vaguely similar to my Hispanic upbringings, and I just found it so interesting how hoodoo has so many similar roots to brujeria. As you know, brujeria in the Caribbean and in Latin America, it's a melting pot. It's a mixture of African traditions, Native American traditions, whether it be in the Caribbean, it would be los Taínos, los Arahuaque. If you're in Mexico, it would be the Mayans and the Aztec and Venezuela and all that, with the European elements. So you'll see all those three elements within brujeria, and I saw that there was a lot of similarities between hoodoo and Hispanic brujeria, and every country practices brujeria a little bit different. Brujeria is known as witchcraft in Spanish. We do not use the word gafancia or gaferia. Gafancia would be to jinx somebody. We also say, I think in hoodoo they say to fix somebody. We use the word ensalado, me están ensalando, which means to be salted. When someone is ensalado or está salado, they're salted. Think about this: when you add too much salt to the food, it ruins the food, and you cannot consume it. So a person that is muy ensalado or salado, a person that está salado, salted, has a jinx on them. Someone has placed gafancia or gaferia or brujeria. Someone has done an hechizo. So one thing I noticed about the similarities, well, let me just get to this book right here. This is just pretty much like, it's almost like a workbook, spell book, and I enjoyed it because she places a lot of pictures within the book. and I enjoy my pictures. This is not a dry read. It's very simple. There's a picture of a cementerio right there. It's very simple. It's very down to earth. When you're reading her books, it's like you're sitting down and she's talking to you. I mean, she just talks in this way that it's just you and someone just chilling out. I think this is El Indio. Okay. You're just chilling out with somebody, and you can see there's just pictures throughout this book. Here's a picture of Santa Marta, la Dominadora. I just saw so many similarities in this book with Hispanic brujeria and Hoodoo. One thing about both Hoodoo and Hispanic brujeria is that unlike many European witchcraft traditions, we don't view brujeria as a religion. We view brujeria as a family practice. And we incorporate a lot of the Christian Bible, the Catholic Bible. We use a lot of the Catholic Bible, the Psalms. Give me a second. We use the Psalms, we use the Santos, we petition the Santos, which are the saints. We incorporate the Bible in a lot of brujeria, and we use a lot of the Santos. And it occurs also in Hoodoo. They use, in this book, she gives you trabajos. Trabajos, that's another interesting thing, because trabajo for us means work. And that would be like a spell. We say, me están trabajando. Someone is working on me, which is similar to Hoodoo, that they don't really use the word spell. For us, spell is un hechizo. They use, in Hoodoo, they use the word, someone's doing a work on me, which we say, me están trabajando. And again, they use the Bible, they use the Psalms. She has this really... I just love it. There's prayers to some saints in here. I saw a lot of, each one of the saints has like a special trabajo that you can do. She gives you simple ingredients, how to prepare the trabajo or the work for the santo. I'm trying to get some images of some santos here. Who is this? I know there's one of San Elias. San Elias, we venerate San Elias as el barrón del cementerio. Here's San Pedro. In Espiritismo, he's a popular santo. We even sing to him. San Pedro fue marinero, San Pedro fue pescador, y ahora tiene la llave del paraíso y el cielo. Yo traigo arena, yo traigo arena. So San Pedro gives you trabajo for San Pedro. A prayer that you can use for San Pedro. There's a lot of psalms in this book that you can use throughout the whole book. And this is just this book right here. It's got, this is Santa Marta la Dominadora, or Santa Marta. Okay. It's really good. San Miguel. Trabajo una revocación with San Miguel. Okay, very similar to how we do it in Hispanic traditions. So it just keeps going. And I love this. I think this is San Judas Tadeo. And then she gives a similar trabajo, the prayer, and a similar trabajo that how we do it in Hispanic brujeria. Bookmark. I just love that this book has so many pictures. I wish I could show you every single one. Here's La Madama. They work La Madama a little bit different than how we do. In Puerto Rico, we call La Madamas Las Negritas. La Madama is more Cuban. In Puerto Rico, we call them Las Negritas. They work them a little bit different than how we do in, I'm looking at it backwards, how we do it in Puerto Rican brujeria. She talks about the Bible, the importance of la Biblia, some psalms that you can use, some parts of the Bible that you can use in your magic. Just like brujeria, we view the Bible as a very powerful spiritual and magical book. Very similar to Hoodoo. And I just keep going on with this book. This book is just amazing. And I just love the pictures. She got some vessels there. I could just keep going. it's such a, it's a cascarilla right there. I think there's something to bless candles in here. I can't remember because she's got some oil recipes, some powder recipes in here. Really good. Powders in Spanish are polvos. Okay, and when someone te tira polvo, when someone throws powder at you, that also means that someone is doing witchcraft on you, black magic. Me están tirando un polvo. You see my videos, I also talk about la escoba espiritual. There's a broom and how they use it in Hoodoo. So I'm, again, the Bible. Chicken foot. Puerto Ricans, we use more of the rabbit's foot. Para la buena suerte and all that. For abundance, for luck. But it's got a lot of prayers. Voodoo doll, if you've seen my I don't know what they call it. A dolly, I think they call it in Hoodoo. We call it un muñeco voodoo. Okay? And I've done a video on that as well. Amazing book. I love this book. I recommend this book. It's so similar to Hispanic brujeria, but you see differences. And I like that in Hoodoo, they incorporate the Bible, where in a lot of witchcraft religions, they don't really necessarily incorporate Christianity or the Bible. We view the Bible as a very powerful, magical book. Inside, and I'm going to do a video about that one of these days, but inside the Bible there's you can find so much magic. And the Psalms themselves, it's the Psalms themselves, there's 150 Psalms. Those are like encantamientos, spells, you know, that you can say. Great book. When I read this book, I started reading this one. And I'm like, is this the same author? Because it's very friendly. She's the sweetest thing. She talks down to earth, but you can see the differences. It's like, I don't know which book came first, but in this one she grew definitely more. While this one is more brujeria, this one has more of an espiritismo criollo feeling to it. It's not espiritismo, but it is, you know, you can see the similarities between espiritismo criollo, espiritismo cruzado with Hoodoo. This book, there's an interview, people ask questions, and I guess she answers it. What is Hoodoo? She talks about the foundations of Hoodoo, a lot of the foundation of how we practice voodoo, brujeria in Puerto Rico, even though it is mixed with European and Taino elements. A lot of the brujeria in Puerto Rico comes from Africa, whether it's mostly Congo, Benin, Dahomey, and stuff like that. You know, countries like that. This book doesn't have as many pictures, but it was really, really good. You know, you don't always need the pictures. She has trabajos in here. She shows you how to cleanse with a candle. She talks a little bit of divination with la baraja. With la baraja, they use I guess they use the French system of cards, while Hispanics, we use the la española, the Spanish playing cards. We call it la baraja española. Beautiful book. There's a part here on the Songs of Solomon, which are good for passion, love, sexuality. While this one is more of a recipe book, and it does, you know, how to work with some of the santos, this talks about the altars, times. She gets interviewed. I love this book. Sorry, I wrote my name because I don't like to. I used to let people borrow my books. That doesn't happen no more. But now I got this bad habit of just signing my name on my books. Told her I was going to do a review about this book, and so she sent me this one. And I guess she's got 15 books out there, and I'm going to look for them all. But I guess some of them are not being published anymore, but I'm going to do my best to find them because I really do enjoy her books. While this one is more brujeria, and this one has got a feel of espiritismo criollo to it, just a feel to it. You know, this one, old style conjure, roots, herbs, and more, has a feel of hechicerismo, yelbería, herbalism. She does talk about some of the herbs in this book that they use in Hoodoo. She talks about some of the polvos. Polvos are powders. She talks about some of the aceites, oils. She talks about hot foot powder. Okay, which we say te están salando, they're salting you. She does give some recipes in here. She talks about devil shoestring, comfrey, just how they used some of the herbs and roots in Hoodoo, St. John the Conqueror root, Adam and Eve root. I like this book. She talks some of the Psalms, some of the prayers in the Bible that you can use spiritually or magically. There's stuff for protection in here. Dirts, how to use las tierras and where to get this dirt and what it's used for. Really good book. Cemetery dirt, tierra de cementerio. I think there's a part on waters. What part of, yep, what bones. So I'm just gonna cut this video short. I love these books. I recommend them. Mama Starr Casas, thank you for this book. Please, people, I know I reviewed them before. I just wanted to really dedicate a video completely on these books. They are amazing, simple to read. They're not dry. You just flip through it and it's like you're talking to somebody and they're just telling you all their secrets about hoodoo, like Alfancia, you know what I'm saying? So it's really good. It's very easy to read. It feels like she's talking to you down, you know, it's not like she's talking above you. She's just sitting there. You guys are chilling down, having un cafecito con leche, and she's just teaching you her brujeria, her magia. So I recommend her books. Beautiful books. Mama Starr Casas, un besito para ti. Much blessings on your botanica, I'm going to call it, your shop in New Orleans. I saw the video. It looks really good. Much blessings, much abundance to your shop. It may grow, may be prosperous. I'm going to keep looking for her books because I guess she's got 15 books out there, and some of them are very hard to find. I'm going to look for them. But I highly recommend these books. I just like them. I like them. They kind of remind me of, remember, I don't know if people know Drajan McCormick from the 80s and 90s. Used to love his books. I don't think he's written in a long time. They have that similar Draja McCormick feel to them. And I love her books. Love them, love them. I can't say them anymore. Just simple. It's not something that you have to sit hours and concentrate. Very simple. So anyways, I'm going to end the video right now. I just wanted to do this for her because she's a sweet lady. She deserves it. She deserves much blessings, much de todo. She just deserves it all. I'm gonna end it because I'm making this go by too long. Un besito para todo el mundo. This is Sancista Brujo Luis. Also, before I do go, if you happen to be in, let me look at it because I already forgot. So to end the video, I'm going to be in Minneapolis, Minnesota, Pagan Icon, March 16th, 17th, and 18th. I will be talking about Espiritismo. If you happen to be in Minneapolis, Minnesota, March 16th, 17th, and 18th, go to Pagan Icon. I left the link down below. Go check it out. I will be there. If you're there, come say hi. I love meeting new people. Also, check out these books. I'm going to close this video because I'm sure it's longer than what I want. This is Sancista Brujo Luis, Santo Sanse. Mucho beso para todo el mundo. Leaving the links down below. Hit the video like if you like. See that little, where is it? I'm assuming over here, that little bell button. Hit that little bell button so you can get notifications when I have a new video out. Subscribe, leave your comments. If you happen to be in Minneapolis, Minnesota, March 16th, 17th, 18th, Pagan Icon, I will be there talking about Espiritismo. Come say hi. Sancista Brujo Luis, lo quiero mucho. Santo Sanse.